Okay. Very good morning, my dear friends, and good morning, respected principals of both the colleges, Government Degree College for Women JAGTIAL, Dr. Y. Satyanarayana sir, and Head Department of Botany, Dr. G. Chandraya sir garu, and Principal of Rbvrr Women's College, Dr. J. Achyuta Devi Madam garu, and Head Department of Botany, Rbvrr Women's College, Dr. A. Rajni Madam garu, and department faculty members of Rbvrr Women's College, and my dear friends, welcome today's one of the great events, that is a webinar on intellectual property rights and patents. Has the lecture has given by given by Dr.A.Kavita Madam garu, today's guest speaker, resource person, Dr.A.Kavita Madam garu, Assistant Professor and Innovation Ambassador, Rbvrr Women's College, Hyderabad. Wholeheartedly welcoming you all. In this great occasion, I would like to invite today's patron, Dr. A. Satyanarayana sir garu, Dr. Y. Satyanarayana sir garu, Principal, Government Degree College for Women, JAGTIAL. Please welcome sir and give a brief message regarding of today's webinar.
Thank you, Tirupati sir. I welcome to Dr. Achyuta Devi, Principal, Rbvrr College, and HOD Rajni Madam garu, Dr. Rajni garu, and resource person, Dr. Kavita garu, and my college HOD Botany HOD Chandraya garu, Mariyu Tirupati garu. మరి ఇలాంటి వెబినార్ ఏర్పాటు చేయడం చాలా సంతోషం. మరి ఈ మేధాపరమైన హక్కులు తర్వాత మన పేటెంట్స్ ఏదైతే ఉందో ఇది తెలియజేయాల్సిన అవసరం పిల్లలకు సమాజానికి తెలియజేయాల్సిన అవసరం ఎంతైనా ఉంది. ఇది చాలా విలువైనటువంటి మేధో సంపత్తిని కాపాడడానికి మరి వివిధ దేశాల మధ్య కూడా దీనిపైన అనేక చర్చలు సాగుతున్నాయి. మరి అలాంటి మేధా సంపత్తిని రక్షించుకోవడం, మేధా సంపత్తి అంటే ఏంటి, దాని మీద వివరంగా చర్చించడానికి మరి ఏర్పాటు చేసినటువంటి నిర్వాహకులందరికీ కూడా మరి నా యొక్క కృతజ్ఞతలు. మరి అలాంటి ఏర్పాటు చేసిన మా తిరుపతి గారికి, తర్వాత కవితా మేడం దానికి అంగీకరించినందుకు, రీసెర్చ్ పర్సన్ గా మరి సమాచారం అందజేసేందుకు కృషి చేస్తున్నందుకు కూడా చాలా సంతోషం. మరి నాకు ఈ అవకాశాన్ని ఇచ్చినందుకు చాలా కృతజ్ఞతలు. ఓకే.
Thank you very much regarding of your message, and this is very important for present generations, for the especially our intellectual scenario. Thank you very much, sir. Now I would like to invite our young and dynamic Head Department of Botany, Government Degree College for Women JAGTIAL, Dr. G. Chandraya sir garu. Please welcome and a brief message regarding of today's webinar. Please, sir.
Thank you, Tirupati sir. Respected our principal Y. Satyanarayana garu and respected principal Achyuta Devi garu and my colleague P. Tirupati garu and resource person Madam Kavita garu and my dear participants and students. Welcome to this webinar, sir. I am very happy to conduct this program. Actually, this program is designed by our colleague P. Tirupati garu. I am welcome, sir, and congratulating to organizing this type of webinars, such type of webinars. Actually, he has been working last 2 years to conducting this type of webinars. Actually, he conducted so many webinars. I think more than hundreds of webinars he conducted. On behalf of myself and college, I am congratulating my colleague Tirupati garu, and this opportunity is given by and always encouraging our principal by Satyanarayana garu to conducting such a type of this programs and webinars. ఈ రోజు ఉన్నటువంటి ఈ పర్టికులర్ గా ఐపీఆర్ మీద ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఏదైతే అరేంజ్ చేశారో వెబినార్, ఐఎమ్ వెరీ ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్. యాక్చువల్లీ ఐపీఆర్ మీద నాకు చాలా ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ ఉన్న టాపిక్. ఇలాంటి కార్యక్రమాలు మనం ఇంకా భవిష్యత్తులో ఇంకా ఎక్కువ మొత్తంలో, ఎక్కువ సంఖ్యలో మనం కండక్ట్ చేయడానికి మనం ముందుకు రెండు డిపార్ట్మెంట్ కూడా వచ్చేటువంటి భవిష్యత్తులో కూడా ఇలాంటి కార్యక్రమాలు ఏర్పాటు చేయడానికి కూడా మేము మీతో పాటు పనిచేయడానికి కూడా సిద్ధంగా ఉన్నాం సార్. ముఖ్యంగా అచ్యుత దేవి మేడం అండ్ కవిత మేడం, అవర్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ సత్యనారాయణ గారు, మై కొలీగ్ పి తిరుపతి గారు అండ్ పార్టిసిపేటింగ్ మెంబర్స్ అందరు కూడా నా తరఫున వెల్కమ్ చెప్తూ ఇలాంటి కార్యక్రమాలు తర్వాత భవిష్యత్తులో కూడా మనం కొనసాగిద్దామని ఈ కార్యక్రమం ఈ రోజు ఏర్పాటు చేసినందుకు మీ అందరికి కూడా వెల్కమ్ చెప్తూ ఈ కార్యక్రమాన్ని కంటిన్యూ చేయాల్సిందిగా నేను రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాను. థ్యాంక్ యూ వన్ అండ్ ఆల్ సార్.
Thank you, Chandra sir, for your encouragement and motivation is never forgettable. Thank you as a elderly brother. Your suggestions forever inevitable. I am very happy with your words and your encouragement and supporting words. Thanks a lot, Dr. G. Chandra sir garu. Now I would like to invite Principal Rbvrr Women's College, Dr. J. Achita Devi Madam garu.
Sir, actually, ma'am is in the meeting.
Yeah, okay. Now I would like to invite Dr. A. Rajini Madam Garu, Head Department of Botany, Rbvrr Women's College. Please welcome and give brief message, madam. Please. Rajini Madam Garu. Okay. Kavita Madam Garu, Rajini Madam Garu, join ayyara?
No, sir, not yet. Just I'm calling her. Ma'am has class, it seems, sir. She may not join.
Shall we continue, madam?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So on this occasion, it is a great day for conducting such a wonderful webinar on intellectual property rights and patents. This talk is given by Dr. A.Kavita Madam Garu, Assistant Professor, Innovation Ambassador, Department of Botany, Rbvrr Women's College. Please welcome and start your session, madam. Please share your screen.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Respected Dr. Satyanarayan, sir, Principal, GDCW JAGTIAL, and respected Chandra, sir, Head Department of Botany, GDCW JAGTIAL, and Sir THIRUPATHI, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to deliver a lecture on IPR and patents. So it is a great honor for me for inviting me for this webinar and accepting my request of being as a resource person. Once again, thank you very much, sir. So now I'll start my session. I'll start sharing my screen. Sir, is the screen visible, sir?
Yes, madam, it is visible. Please click on slideshow.
Yes, sir. Yes, 1 second. Okay, sir. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Please proceed.
Okay, right. So I'll start my lecture today with the main objectives of today's seminar, what I'm going to deliver for you all. So the main objectives of today's webinar is to know about the importance of intellectual property rights and the patent, and to understand of the procedure of how to protect our IPs, and to clarify the doubts and misunderstanding of about IPs and IPRs. So these are the main key points I'll be focusing on today's webinar. So first of all, we'll start with what do you mean by the IP and the IPR. So IP, that is the intellectual property. So it is a property which is created by a person by using his own intellect. That means to say with his own innovations, whatever a person is going to create, he can able to commercial, he can use it on a commerce or a commercial base, which can be available to the public. So that we call it as the intellectual property. That is the property which we are going to give or deliver to the public with our intellect. So that is called as IP. And so, for example, what are the examples of the IP? That is, what are the things which can be taken or considered as the IP? Like, for example, so simple, any new innovative artistic work or any new design for a product if you are preparing, or any new which is not available in the market, anything which you will be innovated or which you are going to create. So that comes under IP. Okay, for example, I'll take the example of a logo, like for example, the mobile Apple iPhone. Okay, the Apple logo, which is there on the phone, that is an IP. Okay, so those are considered to be as the IP, which is created or by the intellect, by the thoughts of a person. Those all comes under the IP. Now, so what is the right? IPR. What is the intellectual property right? So it is the statutory right which is granted by the government for the applicant or for the owner of an intellectual property. That means whatever we are going to invent, whatever you are going to create, whatever the design you are creating, or the process in the due course of your process of any work or in any reaction, whatever you are talking about. So if anything which is newly created and we are exposing it to the market, that we call it as an IP, and the government is going to grant the inventor or the applicant who is going to apply for the IPR or the owner of that particular IP property, that is given as the IPR, the right for us to exclude our intellectual properties for a given period of time. That means the owner is going to have the complete rights from the government that he can do anything, he can commercialize it, or you can use it for your own purpose, or you can disclose it to the another participant or the another people who are there in the society who want to use it either on a commercial scale or as a gift. Indeed, you can give to that. So that is considered to be as the IPR. So it is a right granted by the government either to the applicant or to the owner of the IP. Next. Now, next, what is the importance of these IPRs? Why we all need to have an IPR for our IP protection? So IP, as we just discussed, that it is an asset of our intellect, so which can be exploited by the owner for his commercial gains. That is, he can sell that IP, or he can use it, or he can gift it to the another party where he can use or utilize it to create a product or to manufacture a product. So the IP owner can stop others. So if we are going to have an IPR with us, okay, then we can stop others to manufacture the same property, and we can have the right, we can stop the others not to sell your intellectual property, and the services can be duly protected by the IP owner. So the whatever the IP what we have done or what is there with us, the asset, whatever there with us, so with the help of the IPR, we can just stop the others to exploit it, to others to use your. It is purely belonging to your own personal. Okay, all rights are granted by the government. It is that you are the perfect owner of that intellect property or that intellect asset. So you can use it as per your wish for a given period of time. So that is the importance. We are going to protect the owner of the IP can protect the product or the product in the sense it can be anything, whatever he has created or invented. It can be a poem, it can be a song, or it can be a story, or it can be a new product which can be invented by your own. So those all can be, all those whatever you have created, those all will be purely belonging to you only if you are having an IPR with you. Okay, so these can be protected by the IP owner if he is having an IPR. So IP owner can sell his property or he can license the property for the commercial gain. So he can make a profit from the intellect what he is going to have, and he can sell that property to others to make a commercial gain, or he can give it as a gift indeed to the other people also. Now, so this IP can be established a goodwill or a brand value in the market. That means you becomes the right owner of that IP. Okay, IP, whatever you're going to have, you are becoming a brand for that particular creation. You will get a goodwill in the society. The inventor, creator, or author of an IP can mention his intellect property in his or her resume, showing the competence in the competency world. So you can be a stand in the competence world today. Now the complete world is under the competition. Okay, we have to compete with them. Okay, so this IP, having an IP or IPR with you, that is an inventor or a creator, for those who are having the patents or the IPRs with them, they can compete with others. They can mention there in their resume that, yes, I am the inventor or the creator of a product. Okay, I am the brand value in the market. I have a very good will in the market. So I can equally compete with you in the market. Okay, so that becomes a authority for us to compete in the world having this IP. Next, the IPR, whatever the certificate we receive from the government, it establishes a legal and valid ownership of our IPR or the IP what we have created. Okay, the certificate, whatever we are receiving from the government. Okay, so that we will get a legal authority of the product what we created. We becomes a valid ownership. So there will be a timeline for what we are going to be created. The timeline can be registered, that is depending upon your application. The timeline can be fixed. It can be for 20 years, it can be for 40 years. That you are the perfect ownership of what the product, that is IP, what you have invented or created, and you becomes a first ownership. And whoever wants to use that, they should get the what do we call it as permission from you for using your property. So that becomes your intellectual property right. So you will get a legal aid from the government that you are the perfect ownership, a valid ownership of that particular IP. Next. So how these IPRs are protected legally in the from the government or in our country, how we are going to protect our intellectual properties. So depending upon the legislations formulated by our Indian government, so these IPRs can be protected and monopolized under different acts. Like, for example, we have Patent Act 1970, Designs Act 2000, Trademark Act 1999, Geographical Indication of the Goods Act 1999, Copyright Act 1957, Protection of Integrated Circuits Layout and Design Act 2000, and Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Right Act 2001, and also the Trade Secret Act. So these are all the legislation acts which were provided by our Indian Constitution for protecting our IPRs in the nation, that is in the Indian society. Now, so what are the different kinds of IPRs we can achieve? First thing is patent. The first type of IPR what we are going to talk about is a patent. It can be a trademark or the design or geographical indication or the copyright. So these all comes under the different types of IPRs which are valid and used by the inventor. So we'll go into what do you mean by a patent? A patent, it is an exclusive right granted for an invention, which is a product or a process, which in a new way of doing something or a new technical solution found for a problem. So to get a patent, a technical invention, that is the information about the invention to be disclosed to the public in a patent application. So what is a patent actually? It is a right. It is one type of IPR, which is the a right given for you for creating a new invention. That is creating something new which is not available in the market till now. Okay, it is something new for the society or giving for the use. Okay, or it can be any solution, a technical solution for a given problem. So those all can be patented. Those all comes under the new inventions. So those all should be disclosed to the society so that they can make use of it. Okay, a small example I'll tell you here regarding this patent. That is, you all heard about the carriers, the suitcases, what we carry in our during the transport. So in our journeys for going from one place to another place, we'll carry the suitcases or briefcases, what we know about. So those are the one. So once upon a time, we used to just carry with it will be having one handle, and we used to carry having our all luggage in that, and we carry that. But after some, that is after few days, that is after some years of that, there was a new invention. Why can't it be just like a trolley? Now we all are having in the field of these carriers, we have the trolleys now. Trolleys available. That is, it will be having the wheels attached to that same suitcase, and it is having a handle by which we can instead of carrying it, just we can drag that. So that is called as the trolley. That is an example. So we once upon a time it was having only the two wheels by which we used to drag that, and we can able to move from one place to another place. But nowadays another sort of new invention was done, like it is now having the four wheels, so that we can just move along with us by on the wheels which are provided to that. There is no need of dragging that. Simply we can move on the wheels from, we can carry it from one place to another place. So it is nothing but it is the invention here, the IP what we are talking about is it was there, but we are adding something new to solve a problem. Okay, so holding a suitcase with hand and carrying it, so that is causing some harm to our arm, that is to our hand. It is causing a pain. So by carrying that heavy weights with our hand and just going or moving around. Okay, so patent here, what we're talking about IP. So based on our new ideas, what we generate from our mind, we are just applying it to the already created one. So no, we are not something new inventing here. Suitcase, it is not a new invention. It is already there in the market. But we are finding one solution to that product what we are facing, what we are having, what we are using. We are simply just modifying what the product is with our new ideas. So that we call it as the IP. Okay, generating some new idea, that we call it as an innovation. The new ideas what we generate from our mind, we are just applying it to the product already available in the market, so that it can be easily used by the public, and that becomes your new invention. So for that we can get a patent right for that new invention model. For example, to treat the cancer, for example, we're talking about a patentable invention can be to treat the disease of a cancer. The cancer, it is a disease which is a dreadful disease leading to the death of the patient. So for that, there are several drugs available in the market. But any new drug, whatever you are inventing. So for example, if they are having a chemotherapy, if they are, if they have to definitely go for a chemotherapy. So due to that, there are some side effects caused to the patient. So to reduce that, we can develop a drug to minimize those side effects caused by the chemotherapy invention. That is a chemotherapy, what we can do to the patient. So that is what we call it as the new invention, the new intellectual property or the new intellectual right, what we are going to have. So that can be patentable and we can get a patent right for that. Or a new display system for the mobile phone. Okay, so once upon a time we used to have only a very small mobiles, okay, which is having only a red and a green button. But now we all are having the smartphones with a touch screens. All the smartphones are the touch screens and all those things. So which are all the mobile is there. That is the device by which we can receive or call to some the other person. But what is the new invention created over here is how easily we can use the mobile phones. So that is the new invention. So that can be become a patent. That can be a patentable invention. So what is the procedure? This is a very important for all the faculty and the students. Whatever the new invention they have done, that all to be go for the patent procedure. We need to file the patent to get the patent right for us. So what is the procedure for grant of a patent? So first thing is we need to file an application of the which we call it as a patent application along with our required document. That is whatever the procedure of the prototype should be developed, how the solution can be, that is how the solution you have got it with a particular problem, how it should be reached to the market, what are the benefits the public can use of your invention. All that are the required documents for filing a patent application. So the publication of the patent application, it will take around 18 months for us for the patent to be applied in the IPR. Next, we are filing a request for examination. So that is the second thing. Next, the next step is filing a pre-grant opposition by an interested person. Next, examination of the patent application based on turn of the request for the examination. So whatever the patent we are filed, so for that invention, the examination has to be carried out for a request. Next, filing reply to comply with the requirements and the objections raised by the patent office. So the patent office will ask you to give a reply for whatever all the complaints they are required by the objections. Next, we need to go for an hearing. Then if we are answering, that is, if there is a perfect solution for the problem what we are kept in the patent file, that can be accepted or rejected depending upon the compliance of the patent office. Next, if it is accepted, then the publication grant can be given by the patent application. Next, the grant for the patent is given. If there is no queries from the person who are examining your invention, then that will give you a grant of a patent for your invention. So this is what the procedure of how to file a patent in the patent office. Now, what are the documents you required for applying for a patent application? The first thing is form 1 is application form, in which you need to fill all the particulars of your name, your designation, where you're working, what is a new invention you have carried out. Everything should be filled. Next is a specification